Hi, and welcome to Astral Messages. My name is Angela, and I will be bringing through guided messages for the sign of Taurus today. Thank you for being here. These messages are for the collective, so I encourage you to tap into your intuition during these reads and to discern what resonates for you and your personal journey. If this reading resonates, please like, share, and subscribe. So let's begin. We'll start off with some oracle cards to get the overall energies for the sign of Taurus. So strongest energies, please, Spirit. Strongest energies, please, for the sign of Taurus. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Right, we have full moon eclipse conclusions are within reach. We have full moon in Aquarius, show the world the real you. And new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. So I feel like there is potentially an ending coming. And now with an ending, this could be a release of old energy. Whatever's been preventing you from showing up in the world as the real you. And this doesn't mean that you have been inauthentic. It just means we've had blockages of whatever kind, karmic or otherwise, that have just kind of kept us hidden. And there is guidance here that within this meditate and contemplate cards, we know who we are when we connect within ourselves. And rather than comparing and looking outside of us, looking for external validation and what our lives should be and how we should show up in the world, we go within and we find that inner truth within self. So this is beautiful energy to start off with, Taurus. Okie dokie, let's get some more energies out for the sign of Taurus. Please, Spirit, clear and concise messages for the sign of Taurus. Please and thank you. Okay, I did see when I was shuffling fear, so there may be some fear of showing the real you. And I got, for the first card coming out, protection. You are protected here. We have also pride. You see that? And we have self-trust. And that is trusting that meditation and contemplation, going within, using that third eye, that intuition, that gut knowing of who you are and following it. Now, this pride card is really giving me that energy of wanting to, maybe it's that idea of success, holding on to what the world has deemed successful, which is really interesting. But knowing that when we can close out, maybe there's a little bit of, because Taurus is an earth sign, can be stubborn energy of really letting go of what no longer resonates with you, especially if you're being called to step into your truth. There's the stubborn energy potentially of not letting go of that. What may others think of me if I was to really step into what I'm called to do? But know that you are protected and Spirit is asking you to trust yourself. So this is very powerful energy. Let's dive into the Celtic Cross to have a look at your energy. Strongest energies, please, Spirit, for the sign of Taurus. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. At the bottom of the deck here, we have the Chariot. So there is victory here. There is victory. So let's have a look at your current energy. The Moon. Now, you may be feeling overwhelmed at this time. Maybe especially if you're being guided to close out an old cycle and move into a new, follow a new direction in life. It can be overwhelming, but also if you are finally connecting and really trusting self, that in itself can be an overwhelming experience, especially when it's not something that you've practiced or are used to. So there's a lot of unknown here as well, and that's where that self-trust guidance is coming through. So let's dive into this. What's your current challenge? The Queen of Pentacles. Remaining grounded. You are an earth sign, Taurus, so that is important to you. What you know, the Wheel. Things are changing. Things are changing. What you're not aware of, Two of Wands. You potentially have a choice here. You have a decision to make. What's influencing this spread? Ten of Swords. That's that ending. The conclusions are within reach. And potentially that is your decision, your choice that's coming up. What's in the future energy? The Devil. This is Capricorn energy. This is, I want to say focusing on the negative, but also fear. This is fear. Getting that strong off that card. What's coming towards you? The Nine of Cups. Beautiful. This is wish fulfillment. Strong wish fulfillment energy. And your advice, Ten of Wands. This, to me, feels strongly, lay down that burden. Whatever you're carrying, carrying the expectations of others is what I'm strongly getting from this. Lay down that burden. You no longer need to carry it. That's that ending. And the potential outcome, Temperance. This is beautiful. This is balance. This is alchemy. Beautiful energy. Okay, let's get some clarifiers out on these. Let's clarify the Moon, please, for the sign of Taurus. Ooh, Six of Cups. The Empress at the bottom there. We have the Six of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Four of Cups. I'm strongly getting that you are potentially feeling a lot of emotions with connecting to your soul, what your soul is calling for at this time. But there's also a lot of unknown. Hence this fear that I'm feeling with the Devil in the future energy, because you have wish fulfillment coming in, and that's what you know to be true on a soul level. You're connecting with your higher self, your higher purpose. But there's so much unknown, and that's why in your challenge energy, it's that stability, that groundedness, because I don't have any certainty if I move in this direction. What if I'm disappointed? What if it's another path that leads to where I'm not wanting to go? So there's a lot of emotion in your energy at this stage as we move through this spread. With this Queen of Pentacles, I kind of feel like I know what that is, but let's just clarify. This Queen of Pentacles, please, for the sign of Taurus. The Star and the Queen of Wands. This is beautiful energy. This is taking action towards that wish fulfillment. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. This is that inner conflict. This is that lack. This is that resistance. Because there is fear that you will lose your balance. I'm even hearing potentially lose financial gain, which is interesting. So maybe you're worried about if you go down a path that's what your soul is really calling, you will lose financial security. Maybe you won't earn enough money, or I want to say financial status too. Maybe there's an old belief that needs to be cleansed. There's that pride, right? Of being financially stable, secure, and whatever guidance in this new direction that you're being called to move into, it's really challenging that. So let's have a look at this wheel. This is that change. This is that shift. This is also karma. And if we have Saturn return at the moment, we are in that until November. So there is a lot of change happening in the collective. I've just done a reading on that as well. If you're interested in watching that too. But there's a lot of change at play, and you are aware of it, or you at least feel it if you're not aware of it. Death, getting that strongly, and that is that death and rebirth. This is transformation. You're fully aware that change is at play here. So let's have a look at the Ten of Swords. This is an ending. This is this Ten of Swords. Okay, so the Ten of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Cups, the Star, and the Three of Wands. Now this is very interesting energy. What I'm strongly picking up on is that now this may be specific for some, but there may be someone that's shown you unconditional love. This may come in many forms. I'm getting a lot, whether it's through animals, through your children, to your partner, family, friends. You've just really felt this unconditional love, this truth in your heart and soul. And that's almost sparked with the Star here. This is healing. And this is wish fulfillment. And it's almost sparked a recognition within your soul that this is what I've always longed for. Not the external promotion, not the house, the car, the material, not even the status or the job title. This is what your soul has always been asking for. And with that Three of Wands, this is a person who is waiting for that to come in. And maybe you've always searched for it, but you've searched for it from external sources, outside, or how the world told you, this is love, this is success, this is whatever, fulfillment. But there was something in the past here that really triggered or ignited this spark of who you really are on that soul level. And that's where that card is, show the world the real you. Interestingly, this is the Aquarius energy, and that also card is linked to the full moon in Aquarius, so that may be of significance for some. So there is, and it could potentially even be an ending or a heartbreak. I'm not getting that strongly through this, but it's almost been the initiation to end an old way of being. I'm no longer wanting things that don't align with who I truly am, my higher self, things that fill my soul, not my pockets, is what I'm hearing. So let's have a look at this Two of Wands, what you don't see coming. Okay, we have the Tower, and we have the Page of Swords. Interesting. So this may be a conversation or some information or some insight that comes in, and it really changes your world. This is that transformation. This is the falling of the old so the new can come in. And with the Two of Wands, I really feel that with this conclusion are within reach, you are in the process of shifting your focus. Your focus is no longer on what you think success, love, and fulfillment is, and you're following your heart and soul and going, this is what fills this is what success looks like for me, because I can feel it. I can feel it in my heart. But it's also choosing that path, moving away from an old way of being, of doing, of living, so you can really step into that fulfillment. We do have the Nine of Cups coming towards you. This is wish fulfillment. So let's have a look. What is this for the sign of Taurus, please? Okay, let's have a look. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Five of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Wands. We also have the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So that's 555. This is massive change. But it would appear that you're holding on to this ending, to what needs to be let go of. And with the Knight of Wands, that is that in and out energy. This is you moving within passion, and with excitement and with confidence. But then there's this mental entrapment, fear of lack or of loss. And whether that's fear of loss of an old way of being, fear of loss of potentially even that stability that you've held so strongly too. But remember, you are protected in this process. Let go of that pride. Trust yourself. Show the world the real you. Operate from that heart space. Because wish fulfillment is coming in. And here's that Chariot, which is at the bottom of the deck for the main spread. Victory here. I might just give you one more to see what this... Okay, so that wish fulfillment, because I was just like, what's this wish fulfillment that's actually coming through? It's actually the new perception that you're getting. It's actually the connection to your intuition. It's that fulfillment and inner peace that you have that's been ignited here. That's your wish fulfillment. I'm finally feeling that fulfillment because I am connected with my higher self. This is what I've looked for or searched for or longed for, and I've found that connection. But there is still, so it's that shift in perception with the Hanged Man. And with the Nine of Wands, like what was originally coming out with that clarification with the Nine of Cups, it's just that resistance, it's that hesitation, it's, is this something that I can rely on? Is this going to, I want to say, hold me up almost in the reality of life? It's interesting, I am getting financial concerns here, which is that lack mentality. So let's have a look at your advice, the Ten of Wands. What I got strongly from the first, when I first pulled this card, was let go of the burdens. You no longer need to carry this fear. Yes. There's that moon. Moon is that overwhelming energy, but it's also that unknown, right? It's, you can't see the whole path, or I have never operated in this. I don't know the outcome. Spirit is telling you, drop those burdens, drop those fears, because success is here. These are the two celebration success cards, Three of Cups and the Chariot. The Chariot is also Cancer energy. We are in Cancer season. And the Eight of Wands. This is movement. This is fast energy. This is communication, but I'm strongly getting movement, strong movement. These are the two travel cards. So whether this new insight is telling you to travel, if it's just moving in a different direction, following that inner light, that inner intuition that's guiding you, because with your advice here with the meditate and contemplate, it's going within. It's following that. So it's dropping those burdens and knowing that there is victory here. So let's have a look at your likely outcome with the Temperance card here. Beautiful, my goodness. They came out quick too. They got the Ten of Pentacles. Well, if you're worried about finances, don't be. This is beautiful. Six of Wands, again, victory, recognition. This is the person returning from war, victorious. And we have Judgment. That is answering that inner call. That is also making the decision to answer the call. Because sometimes a lot of us are called, but not many answer. So it's following that inner calling. And this is that stability. You will find balance in this new surrender, because that's with the Queen of Pentacles, the challenge being I won't have that stability. You will, it will just be in a different manner. You will trust yourself more. You'll trust the universe, a higher power. You'll trust yourself to, know the steps. This is beautiful energy. This is victorious energy. So let's have a look at the future energy here with the devil. Their spirit for the sign of Taurus. Okay, at the bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Wands. That's that new beginning. So I feel like you are victorious here in this new beginning. However, with the challenge being your Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles coming back out, you have the Four of Swords and the Tower. So there is healing here. And what you're healing is this fear, this old energy that's kept you operating in a vibration, or the fear that, following your truth, showing the world the real you, wouldn't, I want to say, get you very far, or wouldn't make bank. I'm getting that very strongly. I suppose you are Taurus, but you will have that stability. Just trust. And you will have to go through some healing because that fear probably will still surface. It's not like, boom, see you later, fear, I've now gone down this path. There will be ebbs and flows. Like any change, we feel confident in moving in a situation. The old will rise and we will have to go in, connect, heal that part, and trust in self, trust the process, and allow the old to fall away. This is beautiful energy, Taurus. That is your reading. I send you much love, light, and insight, and I'll see you next time.